Alright, so I thought I'd make a quick video. I like collecting lights, especially industrial and antique lights. Not really sure why, just kind of fascinated by them. And I've got a bunch of light fixtures. I've got a 400 watt Hubble I bought from Portland a few years ago that I've got mounted on the garage that we use. I've got a 250 watt mercury vapor that's more a parking lot light that would be mounted up on a post, but we usually generally use as a work light. And then I've got these three fixtures I've been kind of sweeping across that I've got, and I've got some more in storage that every time I have a chance to buy some, well, I buy some. So, purpose of the video is kind of everything I've learned, and also kind of sharing some information. I mean, maybe you're a grower and you're switching between sodium, you're switching between mercury vapor or metal halide, and in each bulb, whether it's a crossover bulb or made of self-ballasted, there's just there's a lot of different things, and sometimes things work together but they're not meant to work together, and sometimes you get a bulb but then you got to find a ballast for it, or maybe you got a bulb or a fixture but you don't have the ballast, or maybe you got a ballast but then you're trying to find a bulb to make something work. So let's start here at the beginning. So this is a 400 watt mercury vapor. You can see if we can get in close there. Mercury lamp HRF 400 PD. It's a real oddball bulb. Looks more like like either a heat lamp or a spotlight bulb. And the fixture that it actually belongs to is this guy up here. Now I bought these down in Portland, Oregon at a place called Hippo Hardware. And I liked them. I always I'm never really satisfied with just 60 or 100 watts. So I thought these were kind of cool as a spotlight. They're not, I don't believe, I seriously doubt that they're, and I don't think this would have had an external ballast on it. These aren't self-ballasted bulbs. So the big question was, okay, well, I got the bulb, what kind of ballast do I need? And I got to come up with a ballast for that mercury vapor ballast and capacitor. Then I've got this guy. We know that this is a, let's see, where do we see it? 70 watt, and then it's a high pressure sodium. And then we've got this light over here I just bought. And this is actually a 100 watt metal halide. So what does it all mean? How do you figure out what you have, what you're looking for? What's this piece of paper have to do with anything? So that's what we'll start getting into. So first thing is, bulbs are generally stamped with a number. Like we saw, this one was if we can find it here, HRF 400 PD. Now we actually know that, and from what I learned about this bulb, if you Google that number, it comes with a 400 watt. Now this chart that I found online actually tells you, if we go into all the way to the top, that there's a 400. Now if you actually Google that bulb and put in ballast with it, you actually find out that it's an H33 ballast that you would need. So the ballast, so the bulbs will generally tell you, the ballast will generally tell you, this will give you this number in the middle as to what it's rated for. So like say for instance, like this bulb is not a mogul base, be a medium base. This bulb is a mogul base. Now if we need any comparison here, you can see that is two different sizes. Now you can get reducers or adapters to change between two different size bases, but generally we want to make sure we have the right bulb with the right ballast. So for example, our big 400 watt mercury vapor spot lamp there, when I go to buy ballast for these, I need to find an H33 ballast, and then we have our voltage over here. Let's say for example, I've got this light here. Maybe it doesn't have a bulb in it. I know for example that these lights do work. The bulbs are good. But let's say for example that I have no idea what I need. Well, it tells me that it's 70 watts and it's an S62. And we know that's a high pressure sodium, so if we go into 70 watts, you can see S62. So we know where our replacement bulb is. Now, this light I bought the other day, like I said, I bought that light from Hippo Hardware in Portland, Oregon. Sometimes I buy lights off eBay, sometimes I'll find out on Craigslist, sometimes I'll find out at garage sales. One place I find lights and parts for lights is Habitat for Humanity, or Earthwise, basically local building salvage or extra hardware. And I saw these lights, and at first when I was reading the socket, because you can see use only type and it says M90 100-watt lamp, and it said MED, and I'm thinking, well, crap, because a lot of the other one they had was sodium. Now, I don't like the color temperature of sodium, or this is the color. This is by itself. It's just orange is not my color. Especially for being in a garage or being anywhere. And so the other one of these lights they had was a sodium, and I was like, I've already got some sodium. Obviously, that's sodium. I got 4 more of those sitting around. I don't need another sodium, but I'd like to have another, medium-sized metal halide. So saw this, looks like it's a brand new fixture and without bulb. And I thought, well, oh crap. Well, that's okay. So it's an M90, 100 watts. So let's go back to our chart. Let's see, M90, 100 watt. Okay, so now we know our ballast, or now we know our bulb. So then we went up to actually Home Depot, and well, here we got a M90, 100 watt metal halide. So finding this chart was really useful for me, at least in determining that I can get the right size, I can get the right ballast, right bulb, and trying to put the pieces together and what's going to work together, what's going to play nice. Like I said, you might be able to find some self-ballasted bulbs, you might be able to find crossover bulbs, but the ballast and capacitors are generally they're paired so that they work together. In some cases you can mix things up and things will work, but it doesn't mean that that's a safe option or that's going to be a long-lasting option. So anyway, I thought I'd just share that. I don't claim to know everything about these, but this is just so far what I've learned in buying fixtures, getting fixtures working. Like I said, I buy ballasts and everything, you sometimes use to create fixtures from other fixtures, or I find a light shade like, or we build light fixtures. So if anybody has any, comments or more information, like, comment, subscribe.